relationship is supposed to work out. The bottom line here, however, as far as the Democratic Alliance is concerned, is that that has never been an option and it never will be.
That meeting is still pending. We needed to just focus on how do we move the process of the budget through the parliamentary process, which we do require all political parties to be part of this effort of ensuring that we have a national budget that is adopted. So the meeting was essentially to focus on the process that is going to be unfolding in Parliament, the work that's already been initiated by the Minister of Finance, and the work that's being done through the Office of the Speaker all the way to the the Standing Committee on Finance and related other committees that are now going to be processing this work to ensure that finally we can have a budget.
Never will be that even though Minister Godongwana has issued a declaration that he wishes to reverse his initial announcement and Parliament's ratification thereof of that increase, that that we're going to fight on it, right? So that's why we have now, because the settlement hasn't yet been reached, that's why we today have submitted supplementary documents to make sure that that is curbed. And the reason why
it is still intact, South Africa's democracy is going through a particular moment in history. And I think we've got to have a sense of measure in terms of how we look at what unfolded around the budget. Lots of lessons for the ANC, lots of lessons for the country. It's the first time that a budget has been contested. And it's the first time precisely because the ANC now co-governs with other parties, including the Democratic Alliance. And that
is a lie. So I've maintained that small parties such as Action SA, such as the IFP, and such as the Patriotic Alliance serve no other purpose within the Government of National Unity or in Parliament than to be backup singers of the ANC. And the reason why I say so is this. So the only reason why we have a VAT retraction by Minister Godongwana is because his legal team made it clear to him that there is no way under the sun that he was going to win the court case that the Democratic Alliance put forward, that the EFF then supplemented.
Democratic Alliance, and that is why the narrative by the DA, and I want to go back to this issue, the narrative by the DA that they are not supporting a number of decisions that are led in government because they want to discuss power sharing, co-governing. We are co-governing with the DA, and that is why going to court was frowned upon, but at the same time, the ANC was very clear that we are not going to discourage the DA from going to the court. It is their democratic right. We will do what we need to do. We also need to remind South Africans what you saw yesterday, where the ANC joined by a number of parties in Parliament, saying that we are tired of the back and forth. We need to ensure that the budget is passed. Well, we
supplemented. So the advice legally that was given to Treasury and Minister Godongwana was that he needs to seek an out-of-court settlement. And it is only upon that realization that Minister Godongwana then withdrew the announcement. It is an absolute lie for the PAC, for the Good Party, for the IFP, for Action SA, and anybody else that has rubber-stamped ANC policies and decisions in the form of that, for them to claim the decision. They voted in favor of a fiscal framework that had VAT in it. If they were 100% vehemently opposed to a VAT increase like the Democratic Alliance were, they wouldn't have voted against.
We're willing to put our differences aside and our party political interests and unite around this common agenda for the sake of the people of South Africa. I think it was a genuine thing. It continues to be a genuine thing. And the ANC has been very appreciative of the collegial spirit with which a number of these parties that are represented in Parliament, with their weight that they have in Parliament, of course, that differing levels of weight, but have a significant contribute to the work of South Africa. That is why when we talk about the Government of National Unity.
So it is important for us to then, because the next time Parliament is going to then vote in favor or against what the minister has now declared falls outside of the 1st of May, which is after the 1st of May, it is important for then the courts to rule to say that there must be an interdict there because Parliament wouldn't have met there. So the confusion here that South Africans need to understand is this. So had Parliament not voted, then the ministers order, as far as Section 7.4 of the VAT Act is concerned, would have moved forward. But because
we talk about the government of national unity, we insist that the ANC is not in a grand coalition. I listened to the analyst before. We insist that there is no grand coalition. If it was a grand coalition, it was going to be called a grand coalition. It was going to operate in that way. We are in a government of national unity that includes the African National Congress, the Action SA is outside the DA, and countless other parties that are